Before I begin this video, I just wanted to say thank you all for all the support you guys have given me over the last year. This is a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to every single one of my fans, all my subs, anyone watching who's really interested in my stuff. Please remember to like and subscribe for more videos. You guys rock. Let's try to get to 20,000 by next year, all right? Love you guys. Let's start this video.
Just go back.
What's up, my Net Soldiers? I'm Net Alliance, and guess what, guys? I finally watched Season 1 of Star Wars Rebels, and I gotta say, it was actually a lot better than I was expecting. Now, for me, I wasn't always a huge fan of the Clone Wars. It kind of came out when I was kind of in high school, and, I was at the point in my life where I was, I'm too cool for Star Wars. Star Wars is for kids. And then Star Wars The Old Republic came out, and I ended up loving it, and so that got me back into Star Wars, and I was a big Star Wars fan again. So like I said, later seasons of the Clone Wars, I liked more because I felt like the first few seasons were very kind of kiddish to me. They were definitely directed towards kids, and I feel like the later seasons kind of realized what they wanted to do. The kids were growing up, and they could kind of deliver better stories and characters and even fight scenes and even death scenes. And so I think that the later seasons of Clone Wars was definitely better than the first few. Now, there were a couple episodes where I was kind of like, man, this is filler. And I feel that's one of the biggest differences between Star Wars Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, because Star Wars Clone Wars has so many filler episodes. We got like 1, 2, or 3 episodes of actual story, and then we have 1 or 2 arcs of just filler. And then we have another story again, and you're getting back to the cool characters, and we have like a Jar Jar Binks and Padme episode. Like, what is that episode? Whatever the case, I wasn't a massive fan of Clone Wars, and then they reintroduced Darth Maul into the series, and I was like, I gotta watch this again. And I think at that point, that was when the Clone Wars got good. And I think the creators of Clone Wars actually saw all the positive feedback coming back around that time when Darth Maul got reintroduced into the story, and so that's why they kind of pushed the envelope a little more, because before that, they were kind of playing a little bit safe. They might have did something here and there, but it was never that intense. But once Darth Maul was reintroduced into the show, or brought back because the fans brought him back, not only did it draw in more audiences because everyone loves Darth Maul, but it also brought the violence to the show. And I know we all like violence. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, Net, this is a review on Rebels. Why are you reviewing Clone Wars? Well, because I don't really want to do a review on Clone Wars, so I just wanted to give you guys a little recap on how I feel about the Clone Wars before entering Rebels, so I can kind of go back and forth with comparisons. So now we're officially entering the Star Wars Rebels review. And right away, I'm just going to state this. Near the beginning of the video, I mentioned too many filler episodes in the Clone Wars. Well, I think the Rebels team actually listened to the fans, and they completely got rid of those. Now, of course, some episodes did feel a little fillery. That's not a word, but you guys know what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna count it. But they still added little story point arcs here and there, and so the entire show feels much more cohesive. But you'll see what I mean with the rest of this review. So right away, I'm just gonna say, I was blown away by this show. I honestly thought that this was going to be Clone Wars 2.0. But then after a couple of my fans were like, yo, Net, you have to watch it. It's really good. It's really good. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And then I had a couple of fans who were like, dude, if you want to get into Rebels, go watch season 2 finale right now. Just watch it, look it up on YouTube, whatever, find it somehow, and then come back and say you're not going to watch the rest of the show. And I'm like, just 1 episode? This must be a pretty good episode. And they're just like, Darth Vader's in it, and he fights Ahsoka. And I'm like, okay, let me go check that out. So I did what the fans asked, and I went to go check out the season 2 finale. And honestly, I was blown away from it. I said to myself, wait, is this Clone Wars 2.0? I don't think it is. I think it's its own show. It actually seems very different, and I like it. So then I was like, well, good job, Rebels, you got me. I'm gonna check out season 1 now. So although I have seen the season 2 finale, I'm gonna watch season 1. I just want to do this review quick. I have not seen anything else from season 2. I only seen the finale, so I haven't seen any other stuff yet by this point of the recording. So I'm real excited to jump into season 2 and check that out. Now let's check out the characters. Because if you're going to create a great show, you're going to need some great characters. Now let's start with the main protagonist, Ezra. I'm actually a really big fan of Ezra. There's something about him that just kind of makes me love him. I remember seeing the promotional videos and I was kind of like, Ezra kind of looks lame, this kid doesn't look like he can carry a show. But he definitely has more depth than I was expecting. One of the best things about his character is that you can tell that he has an incredible force potential that he's slowly gaining, but he's not quite there yet. And I like that idea. I like the idea that Kanan is even seeing this. He's kind of like, oh man, this kid's a lot stronger than I was thinking. In some aspects, I feel that Ezra's even stronger in the Force than Kanan is. So it's going to be incredible to see what's going to happen through season 2 and season 3. Like I said, right now, season 3 is about halfway done. I think it might actually be on the season finale soon. So I don't know anything that's going to happen in season 2 and season 3. You're watching this, you're probably like, oh, man, this guy has no idea. But I'm trying to go into it with an open mind. I wanted to do my review 1 first and then go do season 2 and then do that review. And then eventually when season 3 is done, I'm gonna watch season 3, and then I'll do a review on that one too. So let's move on to our Obi-Wan / Han Solo character, which is a really cool character. His name's Kanan. You probably heard of him. So he was a Padawan during Order 66, and apparently his master died, but then Kanan escaped and then just kind of went into exile for a while. I think at this point he doesn't know that Obi-Wan and Yoda are still alive, although there is this one episode where Kanan's actually talking to Yoda, and this kind of confused me, so anyone in the comments want to help me out, you can. And if you haven't seen the show, I apologize for the spoiler, I just really want to know. So at one point during the show, Ezra is taking a Jedi trial, and both him and Kanan are talking to Jedi Master Yoda. And this is the part that kind of confused me. Was this actually Yoda communicating with them through the Force? Or did the ancient temple kind of have like Yoda's aura around it, and so Yoda's entire being is there, but he's not actually there and not actually talking to them? I think it's the former idea, but if that was true, why didn't Yoda have them come and kind of train with him instead? Or maybe I'm thinking too far into it, but I don't know. But as far as the chemistry goes between Ezra and Kanan, I really like it, because although they are master and apprentice, they're also kind of like big brother and little brother. It's kind of like Ezra is asking all these questions, and Kanan wants to answer them truthfully, but he doesn't know everything, because he never finished his training either. And you can see he wants the best for Ezra, but he doesn't know what to do. But he's trying his best, and you can see that through the entire show. For the other supporting characters, we have Hera, Zeb, and Sabine. Now Hera is the ship captain and the pilot. She's kind of like the second in command, and her and Kanan are kind of have like a little relationship going on, but I can't tell if they're actually together or not. I mean, she calls him like babe and stuff, so I figured that, but they don't ever kiss or really like do anything besides hug. So it's kind of like, well, are you guys just friends, or you got something going on? What's going on here? So I would like to see that more explored during season 2, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to. Now Zeb is a funny character. He kind of reminds me of that jerk friend everybody has, you know, like one day he's your friend, next day he's kind of like picking on you, and then next day your friend. Reminds me of that type of character, and it works for him, so I like it. Now Sabine is Ezra's crush, and I do feel like they might have a thing in the future. Right now Ezra's too young, so essentially I think she sees him as a little kid, but once Ezra gets older and becomes more like a man, I think she will start to like him and they'll like each other, and then they'll have Mandalorian Jedi babies, and that sounds fun. Or Ezra will turn to the dark side, because we see a little bit of that through the entire season, and he'll probably kill her. But hopefully not, because I'd like to see them get together at some point in the future. Maybe around season 4 or season 5 when they're older. Oh, and then they have a jerk droid named Chopper, and he's a jerk. I hate that guy. But there are some scenes where I do love him, so it's kind of a love-hate relationship with him. Like, the character didn't need to be in the show, but there were a couple points where he actually made me laugh. Like, there's a droid that they saved, and the droid's really nice. I'm like, oh, why don't we trade this guy? Let's make him part of the team. And then Chopper's like, oh yeah, no, and just pushes him outside of the ship. And that's a funny scene. I really like the humor of the show. I like the fact that the show is cohesive. It's one big story. I think the thing about the Clone Wars is that you've got so many characters, you got so many generals, you got so many clones, so many commanders, so many Sith, all this different stuff that kind of pulled the show apart. Now, of course, it gives the show scale, but with all this stuff going on, you can't just focus on the core characters, which were Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. But with Star Wars Rebels, we're pretty much focusing on Ezra and his crew. Now let's go into villains. First off, let me just say, Tarkin was really cool, but he only shows up later in the season, so I'm not going to go too deep into him, because he was good, I liked him, but when it comes down to it, he's probably going to show up in season 2, and probably season 3, considering he dies in A New Hope. So he'll probably be in the rest of the seasons, kind of dipping his hands here and there. So Tarkin is Tarkin. He's a good character. I like him. Then there's this other Imperial Enforcer. I think his name's like Captain Mutton Chops. I actually don't know his name, so I'm just gonna call him Captain Mutton Chops because of his mutton chops. He's a pretty interesting character. I kind of see something happening with him in the future. I want to think that he's gonna be either the main antagonist or he'll eventually actually join the rebels. I can see this happening, but probably not, but it'd still be cool if it did happen. And then we have our main bad of season 1, the Inquisitor. I really like the Inquisitor, and it's a shame that he bit the bullet in the end. But I thought he was a very interesting antagonist because he reminds me a lot of Dooku and Sidious. Like if Dooku and Sidious combined it and was like a different alien, this would be who they are. Because he kind of dulled like Dooku, but he was evil and maniacal like Sidious, and I love that. So it was a shame to see him go. I would like to see him in the future. Who knows? They brought Maul back to life, so maybe they can bring him back to life too, but probably not. But overall, as a whole, this story is getting really, really good, and I am super excited to jump into season 2. But that's it for Star Wars Rebels season 1 review. If you want me to do a review on season 2 as well, let me just binge watch it over the next week, and I might consider doing it, so let me know in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe for more videos, guys, and until next time, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.